Have you ever wondered what makes iPhones the best phone? Well, which of you owns an iPhone? Which of you owns an Android? I would say that most iPhone users know that iPhones are the best phone to have, also the more popular choice, and that most non-iPhone users either think their phone is better or they simply don't see any differences between them. And I can tell you there are plenty of significant differences that make iPhones the best phone to have. And so today I'll be speaking on some cool features of the iPhone, hoping to enlighten some of the current iPhone users of these cool features, and I'll be trying to convince the non-iPhone users to make the switch to an iPhone. Okay, so first, notice how I didn't say iOS over anything else. I'm just simply saying iPhones over any other phone. For example, there's Apple Watches, and there's Apple TVs, there's MacBooks, and they all integrate very well with one another. You might say, well, was that really useful? Do I really need to buy an Apple Watch? Well, I can tell you how it's useful for me. So lifting, working out, going on runs, you either have to put your phone in your pocket or leave it in your bag or in your car or strap it to your shoulder or something. It's just such a hassle and you miss phone calls and texts. Well, with an Apple Watch, you can make calls and texts and you won't miss anything. So you can simply wear it while you work out. You'll know who's calling you or texting you, if it's an emergency or not. And so next we will talk about 3D Touch. 3D Touch, most people know about this. It's mostly on the newer iPhone. Well, not really. It's on pretty much all the newer iPhones there are. And 3D Touch is different than touchscreen. Other phones is touchscreen, touch the screen, and that's it. 3D Touch, you can press a little bit harder and a whole new list of options pop up for you. I think it's a really, really cool feature. So next, iMessage. Even the non-iPhone users know about iMessage. iMessage is very popular. Everyone knows about, well, most people I would say know about it. However, there's effects and emojis, group FaceTime, which still not many people know about. And there's iMessage games, which I played a lot in high school, really fun. And there's texting effects, my favorite. This is my favorite feature on iMessage. So basically you can make it to send a text through an effect where it like pops up all over your screen or it's a firework or just blows up. Really fun to use on my grandma because she doesn't know a lot about iPhones. Well, she has an iPhone, but all she cares about is texting and calling. But I just like to see her reaction. It's really funny. But next, we'll talk about my favorite feature, my most favorite feature of the iPhone in general, which is offloading. So how many of you have an app that sits on your phone, and you don't know if you really need it, takes up a lot of space, but you don't want to delete it because then you lose everything? Well, with offloading, you offload the app, and all of its data is still stored, but it's not deleted. So if you end up needing it in the future, well, you can just download it again, and everything's still there. Don't have to worry about it. So next, we will talk about the 5 reasons why a non-iPhone user should make the switch to an iPhone. So the first reason is that iPhones are faster. You might say, well, have you ever had a different kind of phone? How do you know? Is this your personal opinion? Well, it is my personal opinion, but it's also a fact. The A12 Bionic chip inside newer iPhones scored an 11,420 on the Geekbench 4 multi-core benchmark, which is a processing test. The average score for the other phones is around 8,500. So you can see how other phones, iPhones, it's faster. And faster is less laggy and it's better. So next, iPhones are easy to use. If someone was to ask for my recommendation, hey, I'm about to go buy a phone, what kind of phone would you recommend? I would say the iPhone 11 because it's the cheapest phone that there ever has been. So iPhone 11. But also because it's very easy to find without a second thought. Say iPhone right away. Even all the features we talked about before, they're very easy to find too. When you buy an iPhone, there's 2 apps, yellow and purple, forgot the names, but they basically enlighten you on the cool features and all the things you can do on them. Next is Apple Pay. So you might say, well, there's Google Pay, Samsung Pay, or Android Pay, all the other mobile pays. Why makes Apple Pay so different? Well, with Apple Pay, you can send money through text. So my cousin, he doesn't like cards, and so he likes money. So I'm not going to write him a check, put it in the mail, it's too much work. So I can just text him money using Apple Pay. Really simple, really cool. Next is family sharing. So my family and I, we like to play Settlers of Catan. We have the board game, but sometimes playing online is better. It's more fun, well, less work. And so, however, it's $5 in the App Store. Well, my dad didn't want to pay $15 all around, with 5 and 5 for one game. When I was doing this speech, researching it, I found about family sharing, so I'm kind of new to this too. Family sharing, you invite them to your family on settings, and one person buys the app, and then once that one person buys the app, everyone in the family has the app. So I would say it's very efficient, saves money, and if one person in your family doesn't have an iPhone and that person wants to play, you can't because you don't have an iPhone. So that's one of the reasons. And lastly, Apple, and I'm saying Apple has the best help and support. If you have a problem or anything, Apple has a direct relationship with its customers, which is unlike anyone else. All the other ones, you have to go through the carrier, you have to go through so many hoops to get your answers. And so, after looking at some cool features in the iPhone, I hope that the current iPhone users have learned something new about iPhones. And there's still a lot of cool hidden features that aren't necessities, but they're really cool to have, and there are some necessities, features that are necessities on the iPhone that if you have any questions about, please feel free to email me. I know I love iPhones, and so please feel free to email me. And for the people who don't have iPhones, I convince you, please buy an iPhone. Makes everyone's life easier, and it'll make your life a lot easier as well. So thank you all for listening. Please stay safe through this unsanitary time. Stay sanitary, wash your hands, don't touch your face, stay indoors, and be safe. Thank you all for listening.